Give, and it shall be given unto you. In a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills lived a young farmer named Eliab. Though he didn't have much, he had something rare, a generous heart. Every harvest season, while others stored their grains with fear and tightness, Eliab always kept one small bag aside. He called it God's portion. With that bag, he would help widows, travelers, and anyone who had need. But one year, everything changed. A terrible drought struck the land. The sun burned the fields until they cracked. Rivers shrank into thin silver lines. Farmers stood helpless as their crops withered before their eyes. And for the first time in his life, Eliab's barn was almost empty. Fear whispered loudly, "What if you give and never receive? What if helping others leaves you with nothing?" Still, deep in his heart, Eliab remembered the words his mother always told him, "Give, and it shall be given unto you." One evening, as he walked home, he noticed an old man sitting by the roadside. Dust covered his clothes. His face looked tired from a long journey. With a weak voice, he asked, "Son, do you have something I can eat?" Eliab froze. He knew the truth. All he had left was the last portion of grain for the week. If he gave it away, he would have nothing. But another voice rose inside him, a quiet, peaceful voice. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. So Eliab smiled, walked back to his house, and scooped out his remaining grain into a small cloth. Then he added his last loaf of bread. "Here, Father," he said softly, "eat and strengthen yourself." The old man's eyes filled with tears. "May the God of heaven reward you," he whispered. Eliab walked home empty-handed, but strangely at peace. The next morning, a loud knock shook his door. When he opened it, he saw a group of strangers, merchants from a faraway city. "Are you Eliab the farmer?" They asked. "Yes," he replied cautiously. One of them smiled. "We passed through this village once and tasted grain from your previous harvest. It was the best we've ever had. We've searched for you for months." Another stepped forward with a large pouch. "We want to buy every sack of grain you can supply, now and in the future. And here is your payment in advance." They poured out the bag. Gold. More gold than Eliab had ever seen in his life. He couldn't speak. He couldn't even breathe. The merchants continued. "Your kindness and honesty are known in many towns. We choose to partner only with men of good heart." When they left, Eliab stood in the middle of his small home, overwhelmed. He had given his last handful of grain, and God had returned it to him pressed down, shaken together, and running over. From that day on, Eliab's barn was never empty again. But even with his new wealth, he never stopped giving. He helped rebuild houses, fed hungry children, and supported travelers just like the old man on the road. And every time he gave, more blessings flowed back into his life in ways he never expected. At the end of his years, people from many villages came to him, asking, "What is the secret to your blessing?" Eliab would smile, lift his eyes to the sky, and repeat the verse that guided his entire life. "Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, and shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom."